When I see other people my age doing incredibly well, I feel like I am not doing well enough. I feel like I could be doing more, and I'm gonna just zap my brain. I'm gonna give myself a lobotomy. I'm gonna give myself brain surgery to make myself understand that I am not behind on life. I am exactly where I need to be. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Sammy, and if no one has told you today, you look absolutely beautiful today. But if you're watching this video, that's kind of to be expected. So you look absolutely beautiful or handsome or gorgeous or cute, whatever you prefer, that is you. Today, I wanted to talk about things that I am unlearning at the ripe age of 26. And this is going to be more of a ramble slash life advice video because in my 26 years of living on this planet, I have learned quite a few things, and I am also currently learning to unlearn quite a few things. And these are the things that I wanted to talk about today, so that if you're watching this, if you're younger than me, or if you're my age, or even if you're older than my age, I feel like you can never stop unlearning things or learning new things. So if you're like me and you're always on the journey of self-improvement, or you just started your self-improvement journey, or if this is just something that you came across on YouTube and it spiked your interest, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I hope you enjoy. Starting with number one, and this is a big one for me personally, unlearning people pleasing. Unlearning people pleasing has been the biggest hit in the face to myself ever because I love saying yes to people. I have the chronic issue that when someone wants to do something, I'm gonna say yes. It doesn't matter what I'm doing in that moment, I'm gonna say yes. I am the biggest yes girl to everything and everyone in this world. So the one thing that I want to stop doing is exactly that. It is okay for people to dislike me. It is okay for people to be mad at me for things that are out of my control. And I need to make sure that my inner self also realizes that it is okay. I don't have to avoid conflict just to please the other person. I do not have to keep the peace even when I'm hurting. And this is a big point in friendships, especially if there's something that's bothering me. In the past, maybe not last year, but in the years before that, I would probably not bring it up. I would probably swallow it and just get over it eventually. But in reality, I am the world's biggest grudge holder. I will hold a grudge. I might not say it to you, but I will hold a grudge, which is probably another thing I should unlearn. That's fine. And also the people-pleasing thing, morphing my own personality to fit into someone else's idea of me. I've done that basically my whole life until I left my hometown, and then now I am starting to really learn to embrace my personality and not fit into squares just to be part of someone else's idea that they have of me. A big thing that I've talked to my friends about many times is that if being true to myself makes someone else leave or makes them uncomfortable that they want to leave, then they weren't meant to be in my life in the first place. And the universe has a very, very funny, painful, rotten, and sometimes disgusting way to make sure that you realize who's not supposed to be in your life. But just keep that in mind, because if someone isn't meant to be in your life, they're not going to be in your life. Number two, unlearning emotional dependence on the people that are around me. I love feeding off of energy, unfortunately. I am the universe's golden child of feeding off of bad energy specifically. The universe is funny. Like I said, I think I'm going to bring the universe up a lot because in my life, the universe plays such a big role spiritually, and also just in general, the universe tends to pick me a lot. Needing constant reassurance has been my life forever. I don't think there was ever a time where I was just content with knowing myself and reassuring myself that things are okay. Now, I do have crippling OCD. Needing that constant reassurance was my life. It still is. It's something that I'm actively trying to unlearn. I am actively trying not to ask my friends if they hate me. I am actively trying to ask my husband, who married me 6 years ago and also gave me a new ring on our 5-year anniversary, if he still wants to be with me. I am actively unlearning to do these things for my own sake, just because I know depending on other people's reassurance, emotions, whatsoever is not healthy, because the only person that you should depend on is yourself. The only emotions that you should depend on are your own. He was just crying at the door and now he wants to pretend like he doesn't even want to be here. Rude. That way you don't feed off of their energy, thinking that everyone hates you, the whole world is against you just because someone is in a bad mood. This was a big problem It still is, just because I am feeding off of energy so bad. I am literally world's #1 overthinker when it comes to text messages or even just hanging out, and then once you're done hanging out and the person doesn't text you, that is so bad for my brain, because in my brain I'm like, they hate you, they never want to see you again, you did something horrible at the hangout, and next time you're gonna hang out with them, they're either gonna tell you that they hate you or they're gonna kill you. So that is another thing that I am actively trying to unlearn, that I'm actively trying to gaslight my brain into not doing, because I know it's not healthy for me to emotionally depend on others and feel abandoned when they don't respond in a certain amount of time. It is something that's becoming easier as I'm doing it, but it's still something that I struggle with. Number 3 is another big one, unlearning that I have to be available to everyone at all times. I am my own person. I have my own stuff going on. But if it's just regular things like we cannot hang out because I am busy that weekend, I used to feel horrible. I used to switch my plans completely so that I can make everything fit in my calendar. I would stress myself out to the point where I would sit at home crying to my husband, telling him that I feel overwhelmed, that I can't get everything done, that I need to do all these things and I need to make sure that everyone feels properly loved and that I have time for everyone, when I completely neglected myself this whole time. If I can't give myself availability, how am I gonna give someone else availability? This also encompasses over-explaining myself. I don't have to explain to everyone why I cannot do certain things or why I cannot hang out on certain days. I don't have to over-explain every single thing in my life that I'm doing, which is such a hard thing for me to learn, because I like when people understand where I'm coming from, but not everyone needs to understand. I need to stop comparing being nice to making a self-sacrifice. If being nice to someone else or if doing something for someone else means that I have to sacrifice something that I cannot even give myself, it's a no. It's a definite no for me. Boundaries are so important in a friendship, in a relationship, in a work environment, in your life in general. If you can't answer a text right away because you're not in the state of mind, you're setting boundaries to protect yourself and the person that you're talking to, because how are they going to benefit from the best you if you can't even be the best you? Number 4 is probably the biggest one in my life right now, unlearning shame about who I am and what I enjoy. Shame in Eastern European families is a very complex theme. It is so intertwined in the daily lives of a regular Eastern European family. At least the way I grew up, you are not supposed to take up space. You are supposed to fit in the roles that were meant to be for you. So you are meant to go to school. You're meant to graduate, you're meant to go to college. You're meant to get a good job, that means being able to pay for your family and stuff, have a family early, get married early, and then, live the rest of your life, whatever. I did not go that route at all. I was kind of the outsider in my family. I graduated high school, met my husband, got married incredibly early. Give them that, they got that out of me. I did get a corporate job and I love my job right now, but do not fit into the stereotypical, you go to school, you get a job, you move on with your life, you're happy. That was never meant to be for me, and I'm learning that. As a kid, early on, I wanted to be an actress, and that was drilled out of me from a very early age on. I was not supposed to be creative. I was never brought into that direction. My parents used to tell me that we don't have time for any of that, which was, fine. But now as a 26-year-old, I am learning all these new things about me that I like to do. I just signed up for this acting website. Am I going to be good at acting? No. Have I ever done it? No. Is it something that I am inherently interested in? Yes. Am I gonna try my best at it? Yeah. Content creation was definitely never supposed to happen. When I first told my family about it, it was more of a laughing matter. Everyone was just kind of joking about it, saying that it's silly, and it is. It is. It's embarrassing, it's cringy, it's awkward, but as Hudson Williams himself said, life is inherently awkward, so at that point, genuinely, why not embrace it? Everything you do is awkward until you succeed at it. It doesn't matter what you do, whether it's your corporate job. In the very beginning, it's going to be awkward and you're not going to know what to do until you know what to do. And that learning process of learning how to do something good, especially if you're going into a creative direction like YouTube, I am unlearning trying to be perfect. I am unlearning the shame and the cringe. To be honest, I am embracing the cringe at this point, because to be cringe is to be free. I am unlearning being embarrassed about taking up space. If you have any unique interests, if you have any interest at all at that point, actually, if you have any hobbies that you really enjoy, take up space. You're allowed to take up space. We as humans don't take up enough space, if you're asking me. There is not enough creativity in this world, which is so sad. I'm unlearning almost everything that I was being taught as a kid because it is so incredibly toxic and so minimizing of who I am as a person. And shrinking myself so other people won't judge. What is that gonna do exactly for me? Nothing. I'm just gonna feel bad that I never got to express that part of myself. So really I am tired of apologizing for existing the way I want to exist just because I might not fit every single social standard, which is impossible anyways. So all of us really need to unlearn that. Another thing that I'm currently unlearning is the guilt for resting. I grew up in a household where it was always go, go, go. And if I did have time to be bored or to relax, then it was more like very bad time in my life. So this year I told myself I'm going to unlearn the guilt for simply just existing, for resting, for just being there without doing anything. And I'm going to embrace just sitting. I'm going to embrace relaxing. I'm going to make sure that I take care of myself. I'm going to make sure that I give my body and my mind enough rest because last year I did not do that. I have cried many days because I was so burned out. I have cried so many nights because I didn't know what to do. And I didn't think that I have enough time to complete my 9 to 5, my dreams, and still have friends and a life and make sure that the house is clean, that there's always food on the table. This year, I'm just gonna let life be quiet. This year, I will be doing less while also be doing more, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna embrace the slow evenings. I'm gonna make sure that I have a proper routine that I will follow. I'm gonna make sure that I remind myself that rest is not a reward, it is a basic need, and that is okay. And number 6, that is something that I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to. I am unlearning that I am behind in life. The beginning of 2026 has felt like life has escaped me. I constantly feel like I'm behind. I feel when I see other people my age doing incredibly well, I feel like I am not doing well enough. I feel like I could be doing more. And I'm gonna just zap my brain. I'm gonna give myself a lobotomy. I'm gonna give myself brain surgery to make myself understand that I am not behind on life. I am exactly where I need to be. Rare Beauty actually had a really cute post today that I'm gonna put up right here. Your growth isn't linear. There's no rush. You're right on time. You're complete as you are. That is so incredibly accurate. You are not behind in life just because someone your age has done more different things than you have. That does not matter. Growth isn't linear. Things happen for people at different times in life. So if you're like me and you think you're running out of time, we need to get that out of our heads. We need to unlearn that we have to be somewhere in our life at a certain age because there is no timeline for everyone. It's always different. It's going to be different for every single person. It's going to be different for you than for your best friend. So I am unlearning that social pressure that we feel for not achieving things that we want in the right amount of time because there is no right amount of time. There is no right amount of time. There should not be such a thing in my head as thinking that I should be further than I am right now because I shouldn't be. If I was supposed to be further in life, I would have been. If I was supposed to be somewhere else, I would be somewhere else, but it's not supposed to be, so I am exactly where I am. If the universe has better plans for me, I am gonna find them when time is right. Number 7, I am unlearning neglecting my body. I work a 9 to 5 on my desk, I work from home, so the last 2 years have been basically me not exercising. To be fair, I am very underweight. I have always had struggles with my weight because I have a very fast metabolism. I also have some thyroid issues, so I can't gain weight very easily, but at the end of last year, beginning this year, I started going to Pilates and I am finally taking it serious. I am taking my health serious. I am taking my body serious. I am making sure that I am doing the most for my body and my mind. I am making sure that I am not ignoring anything that my body is telling me. If I'm feeling discomfort, I will address it right away rather than pushing it off because that is what I'm so used to. I also have a lot of pre-existing health issues and I have crippling health anxiety. So for the longest time, I kind of felt disconnected from it all, but now that I'm starting to care of myself more, I'm starting to feel better, I'm starting to live better, and the unfortunate thing is that the beauty gurus were right, moving your body, unfortunately, does do a lot for you. And all of that genuinely has brought me better mood, less anxiety, and also less worry, just because once you know your body, you're pretty good at gauging what's going on. Taking care of your body, knowing your body, and comforting your body when it needs to be comforted is definitely a lot better than just going with the flow and vibing with it, because your body doesn't deserve that. Your body is doing the most it can for you, and you should be doing the most you can for your body. These are just a few things that I am currently unlearning. I really hope this is giving someone ideas on how to improve their life just a little bit, because there's so many things that we do in life as humans that are silly and probably shouldn't be done in the first place because they bring us more harm than good. I am literally unlearning new things every day. I am finding out new things about myself every day. And maybe growing up isn't just about adding more to your plate, but also letting go of some of it. So if any of this does resonate with you, let me know down below, and I would love to talk about it. If you have anything that you are unlearning right now at your age, please let me know, and I will see you next time.